I don't like this thing.
Oh, that's just
It's so
It
bright.
makes you look better.
Okay. Cool.
Just indicate when you're ready to go.
All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. Can do this. Okay. I guess. So when I was 17 years old, or 19 years old rather, I got a call from my best friend around 2 in the morning. I had just gotten off a really, really long day of work. I was tired and I was stressed out, and I was in the mood for a little bit of gossip. And usually, you know, it's the usual he said, she said, boy did this, I did this, whatever talk. This time she called me and said, we're going to Mexico City. I was like, are you drunk? No, we're not going to Mexico City. And she's like, yeah, we are. We're going in a month. I talked to our friend Isis, who lives in Mexico City, and we're leaving in 1 month. And I mean, you know, you guys know me. I'm stubborn and I'm adamant. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not going. Somehow 2 hours later, around 4 in the morning, we had a book trip already. Like our plane tickets were booked. That was it. We're going to Mexico City. I don't know how she did it, but she's my best friend. She's like the only one that can convince me to do anything. So off we went. A month later, we were on a plane to Mexico City, and I was absolutely terrified because I had never gone on a trip by myself before. I had gone with parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, but I'd never gone just my best friend and I. Not to mention, we were going to one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Look it up. It is not the safest city to go to. And I actually had to talk, my mom was the one that had to talk me into it. But she said, you know, it's a great experience for you to get. You're never going to get a chance like this again. You might never get a chance like this again, so just go. And so we are off. We spent the first few days, you know, traveling the city, seeing sights, tasting new foods, and it was amazing. Then at one point we decided we were going to go visit the university. Throughout the whole trip, we both agreed we're not going to take our cell phones with us out anywhere. We're going to leave them at our friend's apartment. We're not going to take them. Of course, that day, we're going to a major university in Mexico City, so we took them. Literally the biggest mistake of my life. We got on this bus, and we popped our headphones in because it was going to be about an hour ride outside of Mexico City. And all of a sudden, my eyes are closed, and all of a sudden I hear, everyone put your phones in the bag. I'm like, oh God. There's 2 guys in the back of the bus. One of them has a knife. Well, they both have knives, and one of them has a bag. The other one is just running around grabbing everyone's electronics, whether it's phones or iPods or anything else. All of a sudden, he just snatches it out of my hand and tosses it in the bag, and I'm like, oh my God. And like, at first I was fighting back because, you know, I didn't know what was going on. I just wanted my phone. He points the knife to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. That's it. So he takes the phone. The bus driver stops, kicks them out of the bus. And the first thing I noticed was everyone on the bus was very nonchalant about it. Everyone's like, oh, well, that happens in Mexico City. And meanwhile, I'm in the back, like, about to be in tears because I thought I was going to, like, get my slit through. My throat slit. So we got off the bus. We get to the university, and I immediately turn to my best friend. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. We're leaving. Let's go. And she's like, no, we're fine. I'm like, no, I'm going to go find a computer. I'm going to go book us a flight. We're leaving tonight. Like, let's go. She's like, calm down. We're going to be okay. The rest of the day, I was absolutely, like, horrified. I was terrified. I didn't want to be there anymore. I wasn't having fun. The next day, somehow she got me to go out again. Like I said, best friend, she can get me to do anything in the world. I don't know how she got me to go back out again, but we did. And we went to go see these pyramids right here, which are the pyramids of the sun. And again, they're a little bit outside of Mexico City. We got there, we saw them, and it was actually kind of hard to get up them because I know this is one of them, but there's another one that's very steep. In which to climb up, you have to grab onto either a rope or a railing to get up top. So it takes you like 20 minutes to get up top. But by the time we got up there, we were sweating, we were panting. It was disgusting. We were all sweaty and gross. By the time I got up there, I could see this amazing view of all these landscapes of the rural part of Mexico, and it was gorgeous. And immediately I snapped out of my bad mood, and I turned to my best friend and I said, where are we going tomorrow? Because I realized one bad thing that happened to me wasn't going to ruin this whole trip for me, nor was it going to ruin traveling for me forever. So the lesson I got out of that trip was that one little bad thing can't ruin, you know, the rest of something for you. So I got robbed. I'm alive. I'm safe. and I was still having fun. So that was the lesson I got out of that. So the main point I'm trying to make is, the main reason I tell this story is to let people know that travel, while sometimes it can be scary, it can also be very rewarding. It can teach you a lot of lessons. And before I go on, I know a lot of people are thinking, I don't have the money to travel. False. There's a lot of opportunities you can take to travel. One of them for me, for my sake, I never took this opportunity, but I wish I did, is studying abroad. We're all in school, we're all students. There's so many programs that you can grasp that can definitely help you in getting to the countries you want to get to. There's so many places that offer that there's plenty of places, not just Newbury, but outside programs that offer things to students in which you can still continue your education at the same time learning about another culture. For me personally, I do nothing but travel. I don't really go out to get drinks. I don't really go out to dinner that often. I don't really do a lot. I am a homebody because I am saving up for my next trip. I always have my next trip planned. No matter what it is, I know where it's going to be. Ask me right now, I already have my next 4 trips planned. I know where I'm going to go. Between this year and next year, I have 5 planned. But I know also that I'm not going to be doing that much going out. That's what I choose to do. That's the way that's how I travel so much. Another way is to pick destinations that aren't that expensive. Well, I have been to Europe, and I have been to Mexico, and I have been to other countries and other continents. I've also been to Kansas City. I went to Kansas City 3 years ago. That trip cost me $700, and it was the most fun I had ever had. And I only spent $700 total. That includes flight, hotel, and going out to dinner and shopping and everything. It was the best trip of my life. My best friends and I had a blast, and it was something I'd never forget. And that motivation I have to travel is the reason why I've gotten so far in my career. I work so hard because I want to travel. I work so hard because I want to get to the next country that I want to go to. So the reason I have gotten so many promotions, I've gotten so many, my bosses love me so much is because I have that motivation in the back of my head. Because it's not so, money isn't always a lot to me. Enough for me. So it's what I'm going to do with that money. I'm going to take that money and I'm going to travel somewhere. I'm going to work my butt off because I know I'm going to be rewarded by lying on a beach somewhere or traveling to a foreign place and climbing a pyramid somewhere. So, motivation is my factor, and I think everyone should use travel as a motivation to work as hard as they do. Where was I? And I know that as hospitality majors that we all are, I think it's key that all of us travel. Everyone here wants to work in a hotel or in a restaurant or some form of hospitality. While you're in there, you're going to meet so many people from so many different countries. You're going to meet people from, I've met people from all the way, I've met people from Zimbabwe, from Canada, from Argentina, from Thailand. You name a country, I've probably met someone from there because of the positions I've had. And it's great when you have something to connect with them on. So for example, I met a gentleman from Italy about a year ago. And in Italy, they're very family oriented. They're very secure, so it's hard for them to trust anybody. So I went around trying to show him some of the rooms for his daughter's wedding. But I could tell he felt very, very nervous because he didn't know if I was gonna rip him off, if he could trust me with getting the proper money for this. And all of a sudden I asked him, I was like, oh, where are you from? And he goes, oh, I'm from Italy. I was like, oh, well, I just came back from Italy last month. Immediately we had a 20-minute conversation on Italy, on all the things I saw. I told him I went to Rome. I told him the sites I saw and everything. And immediately I had somehow gained his trust just by talking about how much I loved his country and how much I loved the culture and the food. And all of a sudden my boss comes around the corner to ask how it's going. He goes, I would like to book this room, please, for my daughter's wedding. And it was absolutely incredible. So that motivation, so that knowledge that I had, that experience that I have, really put me in a place where my boss was like, wow, you really know what you're doing because of the experiences that you've had. So getting back to it, I'm talking about all this just because I really, really think it's important for people to travel. I think it's important no matter if you're just going to Kansas, if you're just going to Florida, or if you're going all the way across to Japan. I think it's important that people gain as much knowledge as I can, because there's only so much you can learn in Boston. You can meet people from that country, you can eat their food if they make it for you, but you won't be able to immerse yourself in that culture and really use that experience in your to further your careers. So, thank you. Fantastic.
Okay. Do you want to you can just ask her any questions off the cup.
So how long were both of your trips?
What trips?
The one that you took to Mexico City. How
Mexico
long?
City was 8 days. And it happened on the fifth day, I got robbed.
So back to the 5th day when you got robbed, like, did you ever retrieve your phone back?
Nope.
No.
You're not gonna get that back. There's no
No,
police
I was
that-
just
yeah.
wondering, because, like, you know, like, sometimes, like, you go to, like, states and, like, they'll have, like, the little mini robbery where, like, okay, something will happen, like, how you said.
Yeah.
And then, like, you'll end up retrieving it back, like, as a test. So I just wanted to know,
Yeah.
like, if it, I knew it wasn't
No,
a
that
test.
was legit. Like, the guy had
Yeah.
just like a little tiny knife to my face and was like, yeah, give me your phone. And I was like, all
Do you
right.
think the bus driver knew when they got on that
It
that was their
was
intention?
very normal, and I think the bus driver, I think the thoughts, because I mean, I'm from El Salvador, and one of my uncles is a bus driver, and I talked to him about this afterwards. The thought is, make sure everyone on the bus is safe. Give the guys what they want, get them off the bus. So once they finish what they needed to do, get them off. Because A, the bus driver didn't want to get hurt, and B, he didn't want any of the
He
passengers
probably
to get hurt.
didn't know that that was their intent when they boarded.
No, see, in Mexico, the buses are different. You just get on.
He probably sees it all the time.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
it does happen a lot. It does happen a lot in Mexico and in other Central and South American countries. The point is, though, to just make sure everyone's safe. So he'd probably seen it before. He knows the deal. And after,
Did you even report it as a crime?
You'll
I mean,
get killed.
no, I'm not reporting as a crime. No, I literally just let it happen.
Well, no, then maybe you could get it back from insurance or something.
No, I bought a new one when I got home. That was it.
How did,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Marcia.
I was gonna say, how did you deal, like, because you know, like, some people, like, are, like, so, like, wrapped up in their phone, like, how did you deal, like, with not communicating, like, with your family for those 8 days?
I emailed my dad when I got to the college, and then for the rest of the week, that's the thing, we weren't using our phones a lot because we didn't have service, and, Wi-Fi wasn't available everywhere, and we left our phones in our purses anyway, so we had laptops when we got back, and there were computers everywhere, so I just emailed my dad. I was like, hey, my phone got stolen, I'm okay, my friend's okay, like, I just wanted to let you know that, and I was like, I'm gonna send you, like, $100, can you just get me, like, a cheap little phone for now?
Yeah.
And so when I got back, he had a phone ready for me that I just turned back on. So yeah.
How do you continue traveling if your phone was all gone and your money and
Oh no, I had money. It was just my phone that was gone.
so they just rock phones?
People treat you guys. People can travel without phones. It's a possibility.
But some people are like addicted, like they can't
No,
sleep
I'm-
without having their phone under their
No, I'm not
Some
addicted.
people like are like that, so that's the reason why I asked. Like, not everybody's like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't have, and plus I was in a foreign country. I couldn't text or get on the internet anyway. And like getting Wi-Fi in other countries, especially when they see you're an American tourist and you ask for the Wi-Fi, they're gonna get annoyed. Like that's what happened to me in Italy. I asked some guy for the Wi-Fi code, and he was like, I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
I'd be mad about the pictures.
Yeah, that's what I was mad about. I had all my pictures on there.
Yeah.
I was so furious. I have like 5 pictures from this trip, and I was really mad because I got some really good shots. But that was the only thing I was mad about, was that all my pictures were on there and they're all gone. So I have like, 5 pictures left, I think, and they're, So, I mean, I have the memories though. That's the key part. I take a lot of pictures, but it's the memories and the lessons I keep and I use, the most. So, any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.